je suis, yo soy, watashi wa nanun ego sum. I am Chris, and this is Chris in English. And I want to know, are you as nervous as I am? Are you as nervous as I am? I'm a little bit nervous, guys. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, it's not like the future of the free world is at stake, right? It's like, Nemo, good to see you, sir. Mr. Mishmash, good to see you as well. I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. The free world is at stake. The future of democracy is in the balance. Oh, my goodness. And maybe I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. I don't know. This is one of the strangest election seasons I have ever been through. And I say that a lot. Like every election season, I say, wow, this one's odd. This one's really odd. But here's the good news. I voted. I did. A couple days ago, I voted. I went to one of our walk-up ballot places. I filled out my ballot. I dropped it in the box. It was easy peasy. Hello, my mayor. Good to see you today. Welcome to the show. The question of the day today is, are you as nervous as I am? Because I'm a little bit nervous today. It is true. I don't know what the end of this day is going to look like. But we're going to talk about that this morning. We're going to see what we all think, and we're still going to have a little bit of fun. Because that's what we want to do. We want to learn and have fun, regardless of what happens in a political world. Speaking of political worlds, 1788 through 1789. Interestingly enough, I found out today the first presidential election, the first time the United States had a presidential election, it took us 26 days. It wasn't one day, it was 26 days. It started on December 15th, 1788, and the last day to vote was January 10th, 1789. And this was under the brand spanking new United States Constitution. George Washington won unanimously. Yeah. Everybody voted for George Washington. Of course, he was a hero of the Revolution. He was in charge of the interim government between the Revolution and the American Constitution. People loved George Washington. He served as president for 2 terms, 8 years total, and he could have had that job for the rest of his life if he had wanted. All he had to do was ask, but he said, no, we're going to show the world how someone with power can step down from that power peacefully and pass it off to the next person in charge. This was, however, the only year that the U.S. presidential election spanned 2 calendar years. Ale, good to see you today. I hope you're well. I'm glad to see you. Hey, let's do some birthdays. Anybody have a birthday out there? Anybody celebrating a birthday? You know who's celebrating a birthday today? Mr. Charles Bronson. Yes, Charles Bronson is an American actor. He was in some great movies. He was in some of my favorite movies. For example, The Magnificent Seven. That's a great cowboy movie, a great Western. He was in a movie called The Dirty Dozen. That's a fantastic war movie. Oh my goodness, that was a really good movie. He was also in the Death Wish franchise in the 1980s. Not my favorite, but it helped him stay successful. So, congratulations and happy birthday, Mr. Charles Bronson, American actor. Happy birthday, Mr. Michael Dukakis. Michael Dukakis is an American politician. He ran for president for the Democratic Party in 1988, and he was a candidate during the first presidential election I was allowed to vote in. Happy birthday, Mr. Dukakis. Happy birthday to Terrence McNally. Terrence McNally, born in 1939. He's an American playwright. He wrote a great play that turned into a great movie called Kiss of the Spider Woman. Really interesting movie. I haven't seen it in decades, to be honest. Decades. But I remember it had a very interesting style. A serious movie with a kind of, I don't want to say supernatural, but a kind of not normal. Maybe magical realism. I'm not sure. Hey, Sophia, I am glad to see you today. Oh my goodness, Sophia, I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen today. Mr. William, I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen today. But I know it's Charles Bronson's birthday today. Happy birthday, Charles Bronson. Here's another birthday today. Happy birthday, Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr, interesting character, that Roseanne Barr. She started off as a stand-up comedian. She was a housewife, and she did stand-up comedy talking about her life as a 1980s housewife, and that, of course, got her a TV show. Hi, good to see you. I hope you're well. Roseanne Barr's TV show was called Roseanne. It was a very popular show in the 90s. The show ended. She had a talk show. She got a little bit political. She will tell you that she has mental health issues that I hope she continues to deal with. But happy birthday, Roseanne Barr. But I need, this isn't a want, my friends, I need to wish a very special birthday to one of the greatest monsters of all time. 1954, November 3rd, 1954, the original Godzilla movie was released into theaters. Happy birthday, Godzilla! Americans, we love Godzilla. I'm a big Godzilla fan. The movies, there were cartoons, there were all sorts of things. I guess my favorite Godzilla villain? Probably Mothra. Probably Mothra. Just because he's a giant moth and he flies around. I like that for some reason. Mecha Godzilla. When they turned Godzilla into a robot Godzilla and he had to fight the real Godzilla. And let's not forget Godzuki. Godzuki is the name for the baby Godzilla. The little, you have Godzilla, right? And then you have Godzuki. He's like a Godzilla, but only that big. Let's see, November 3rd is celebrated as the anniversary date for the Godzilla character. Toho has long honored the King of the Monsters' birthday. Although sometimes it was after its birthday. For example, in 2004, there was a movie that came out with Dr. Jones! Hello! Good to see you, Dr. Jones. I'm glad you made it to the show. 2004, a Godzilla movie came out, and so it was launched in December, and they moved the birthday to December. I didn't know you could do that. Happy birthday, Godzilla. And anyone else out there, if you're having a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're having a birthday coming up, let me know. I will celebrate you right here on the show. But you're not here for birthdays. Oh, no. I know why you're here. You are here for the word of the day. Yes, my friends, I am going to teach you a word in English that you can use in the English-speaking world. I hope this word is not too sticky. Sticky? Sticky. I found my glasses. Remember yesterday I told you guys I lost my glasses? Yeah, I found my glasses. Yeah, I luckily found my glasses. If I had looked for my glasses where I found my glasses, I never would have found them. They went under my bed, behind the nightstand, and slid over to the... Yeah. If I hadn't accidentally dropped one of my masks right where my glasses were, I never would have found my glasses. I hope this word is not too sticky. Is that a clue? Is that a hint to tell you what our word of the day might be? Yes, it is, my friend, because our word of the day today is an adjective. Yes, it's an adjective, and it means much too sweet and much too emotional. Our word of the day today is syrupy. Yes, that's our word, syrupy. Syrupy has a strange spelling. Let me give you the spelling first. Syrupy, S-Y-R-U-P-Y. Syrupy. Now, this adjective comes from the noun syrup, which is the sticky, sweet liquid that you put on pancakes or waffles. Yeah, pancake syrup. It's often made out of the sap of trees. Syrupy as an adjective describes something that is much too sweet or much too emotional, too emotionally sweet. Here's a sentence for you. I like love stories. I like love stories, but many romantic comedies are too syrupy for me. Syrupy. Too sweet. Too emotional. Syrupy. That's our word of the day. The children's holiday play was very cute, but a little syrupy. Syrupy. S-Y-R-U-P-Y. It's an adjective, and that is our word of the day. Do you have a sentence using our word of the day, syrupy? If you do, please write your word of the day. Write your sentence right there in the comment section. I will see it. I will read it to the world, and you will become internet famous. Hello, Mr. Albert. Good to see you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Are you nervous today, Albert? I am so nervous. I do not know what the end of the day will bring today. Will it be a wonderful and great day for democracy? Or will it be something else? Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the election. That's the big news today. That's pretty much all I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be nice to myself, and I'm not going to turn on the news until about 2 o'clock San Diego time. And that will be too early. There will not be any good information at 2 o'clock. But I have to give myself a cutoff at some point. Otherwise, I'll just be watching the TV news all day for no good reason. There were actually 2 different towns in New Hampshire that cast their votes. Everyone in the town cast their vote for president at midnight. In both of these towns. And these towns, their votes have been counted and tabulated and submitted. We can tell you who won the vote for president in 2 American towns. So let's do it. Here's who's winning so far. In the town of Dixville Notch, New Hampshire. That town, all 5 of its voting citizens voted for Joe Biden over Donald Trump. Yes, in Dixville Notch, Joe Biden is winning 5-0 in New Hampshire. Congratulations, Vice President Biden, jumping out to an early lead. However, shortly after the Dixville Notch votes were cast and counted, a small community also in New Hampshire called Millsfield also voted. They counted their votes, and they voted 16-5 in favor of President Trump. So, one town voted 5-0, one town voted 16-5. Still close. Still within 11 points. There's going to be like 200 million people voting. So, 11 points, 11 votes, that's nothing. That's nothing. But it is interesting to me that some votes are already in from these 2 little towns who voted at midnight. So what about the rest of America? How are we going to get the information? How are we going to learn who's winning or who has won our contest for the presidency? Well, it looks to me, the best I can figure out, we will start getting some information around 2 or 3 o'clock San Diego time. Like I told you guys, I'm going to start watching around 2 o'clock. Probably we won't start hearing anything until around 3 o'clock. What will we hear about first? Well, we'll start hearing about East Coast results first. And some of the places that you should watch on the East Coast will be Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia. If Vice President Biden wins any of those 3, Georgia, Florida, or North Carolina, it will probably be a very good day for him. If he loses all 3, then his chances of winning the presidency fall dramatically. And then he will have to win either Pennsylvania or Arizona. Nemo's asking a question. Is there already a slight prediction for the swing states? Yes. Depending on who you ask. Right? So here's the best information I have on that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7, 8. We'll say 8. We're going to throw Texas into this. There are 8 swing states. In most of them, Joe Biden is leading. But he's leading by an amount that's just outside or just inside the margin of error. So all of the numbers, all of the math says Joe Biden is leading in most of these swing states. But it's so close, it really can go either way. And the reason why Americans right now are so nervous is because this is kind of where we were 4 years ago, where all of the math told us something, but there were hints and clues around the edges that what we were looking at was not quite right. And so that's why we're all nervous right now. We're looking at information that we think should be accurate, but that's what we did last time, and we were wrong. Let's see. I will be looking for real information around 6 or 7 o'clock San Diego time. San Diego's polling places will close. California's polling places will close about 7 o'clock tonight. So we'll start getting information from California about that time, about 7:15. Honestly, though, I think the contest will be decided before it gets fully to California. That said, there's a good chance we won't have any answers tonight. There's a good chance that we will not know who is the next president after the election is finished tonight, because we still have to count votes. Our election is strange this year. Usually we don't do voting by mail for so many people. We always have vote by mail for some people. This year it was a lot more. This year we have had, in California, more people vote early than voted in total in 4 years ago. So that's a good thing. That said, there's a good chance we won't have any answers tonight. However, Cedric! Good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. Welcome to the show. That said, there is a small chance that Vice President Joe Biden runs away with the election tonight. There's a small chance that he just picks up state after state after state. And so at some point, early, we will know who the next president is. A lot of states are changing the way they're administering the election. So even the experts don't know totally what's going to happen. States that you shouldn't worry about, don't worry about these states. If you're watching the election, don't worry about states like California. California will be voting for Joe Biden. It's already decided. New York will be voting for Joe Biden. Yeah, those are 2 states that almost always vote for the Democratic Party. Oklahoma, already a done deal. They're going to vote for Biden. Montana, done deal. I'm sorry, I said Biden. Oklahoma will vote for President Trump. Will vote for President Trump. Montana will vote for President Trump. These are 2 states that almost always vote for Republicans. Hey, Cedric, I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. It's not like the entire free world is depending on us today, right? It's not important. States that you should watch tonight. Iowa. Iowa could go either way. We really want to know how Iowa votes. Ohio could also go either way. We're not sure how Ohio is going to vote. Georgia, for some strange reason, they always vote Republican, but for some strange reason, there is a chance they could go to Biden tonight. Florida is always a question mark. Keep your eyes on Florida. Florida is one of those 3 states where if Joe Biden wins just one of them, it looks like it will be a good night for him. North Carolina, keep your eye on North Carolina. That's another one of those 3 states that is important to watch. If we don't have a decision after those states, then keep an eye on Pennsylvania and Arizona. Those will be the next 2 states in importance to deciding who will win. But something really strange is happening. Texas, the state of Texas, hasn't voted for a Democratic president in, I don't know how long, in my lifetime. Yeah, maybe that's not true. Maybe since Carter, 1977. But it looks like Texas could conceivably go to the Democrats this election cycle. If that happens, it's done. Keep your eyes open. Keep watching. I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm not only going to tell you who I think is going to win the presidency, I'm going to predict how many electoral points the winner and the loser will have. Get out your pencils. Here we go. We got a question first. Why do most states which are located on the coast vote for Democrats, while states inside the country often vote for Republicans? Nemo, that is a great question. And it has to do with the difference between rural, country-type places and urban, city-type places. Most of the United States' big cities are on the coasts, right? San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Miami, right? Big cities tend to be more liberal, more progressive, more about big government coming together to help citizens and places. Whereas places inside the United States, away from the coasts, tend to be more rural. Places where we have industry, places where we have farming, places where we have our towns and countries. Hey, Dad, welcome to the show. So those types of places usually vote more for Republican-type ideas. So that's what's going on. It looks like it's a battle between the coasts and the interior, but really what it is a contest between cities and country areas. You can even see that in the state of California. If you look at our major cities, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, these are right along the coast of California. If you move east into California, you will find places that vote more for Republicans. So it's not just the country. It's not about coast and interior. It's about cities versus country, urban versus rural. And I don't even want to say versus, because when push comes to shove, we're all in the same country. We're all on the same side. And that's the fallacy of partisan politics, that it's versus. When really what we should be remembering is that we're coming together to vote to make our country as great as it possibly can be. Here's my prediction for the winner. I predict that the winner of tonight's presidential contest, although it might not be decided tonight, but the winner of the contest, with a total of 369 electoral points, former Vice President Joe Biden. That's my prediction for who will win. That means that President Donald Trump will receive only 169 electoral points, 369 to 169. I'm on record. I have spoken. That's my prediction. We'll see. And you guys can hold me to that. Hold me to that. Watch tonight. Pay attention tonight. See how many electoral points come up tonight for Joe Biden and for Donald Trump. My prediction, 369. That's the one. Yes, 369. Yes, 369. Down from what I had a month ago, which was 409. Yeah, it's Iowa and Iowa. Ohio and Iowa that are causing me some questions. I know, that's my prediction. We'll see. If it's that kind of blowout, that would actually be good, because that means there'll be no question. 538, Nemo. The total amount of electoral points, I believe, is 538, not 78. Let me just double check that for us. 538 electoral points. 1 point for each voting district in the United States. Kind of cool, huh? Mississippi, Mississippi. Welcome to the show, Mississippi. Is your friend Mr. Mississippi coming to the show as well? Mississippi and Mr. Mississippi? Somebody's asking William for his prediction. What do you think, William? 369. Or if you want, you can just you can do the over under. If you do that, I suggest under. But anyone, yeah, William, what do you think? Or anyone have any other predictions? Anyone have any ideas how this could go down tonight? William's taking the under 369. Well, William, I think you are likely going to be right. I'm going to stick with my number. Yeah, 369. But he thinks it'll be close. Here's hoping so. I hope that I hope we get a decisive victory. A decisive victory. So that we don't go through weeks of confusion. That's what I hope. What's the border to... in order to win, you need 270 electoral points. If a candidate has 270, then the most anyone can get, any other person can get, would be 269. I'm not 268. 268. There is a scenario. There is a case where both candidates could get 269 and no one wins. Never happened. It's never happened with 269. I think there was a tie. And President Thomas Jefferson became president because there was a tie. And what happens then, it goes to Congress, and Congress has to do some weird stuff to figure out who's president. Okay, so Nemo, he has a prediction. He's saying his stomach, his gut feeling, there's a phrase for you, your gut feeling, says 297. All right, so that's a win. That's a win plus another state or two. Okay. Do you want to put a name on that one, Nemo? You're saying 297, but who gets it? Is it current President Trump? Former Vice President Biden? Do you have a horse in this race? All the ills of democracy can be cured by more democracy. This is a quote by someone named Al Smith, who in the 1920s was a 4-time governor of New York. All the ills of democracy, everything wrong with democracy, can be cured by adding more democracy. Hey, Nemo saying it's 297 for Biden. Okay. Keep your eyes on the news tonight, guys. Keep your eyes on the news. Keep your eyes on Instagram. I'm likely to show up probably for a short while at least to get some impressions of what's going on. That's one of my quotes on democracy. All the ills of democracy can be cured by more democracy. Here's two quotes by Winston Churchill on democracy. Winston Churchill, two-time Prime Minister of England, once during the Second World War. One of the things he said about democracy, he says, the best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. Winston Churchill. Sometimes I agree with that. I'm big on democracy, though. I think I believe in expanded democracy. I think everybody gets a vote. Everybody gets a vote. Majority wins. Sometimes you'll be on that side. Sometimes you won't. That's democracy. Winston Churchill also says democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. Yeah, democracy sucks. It's just the best that we've got, says Winston Churchill. Hey, democracy! That's what we're doing today. We're celebrating democracy today. I love it. Abraham Lincoln, believe it or not, he had a couple things to say In fact, I've got 3 things to say from Abraham Lincoln about democracy. Well, 2, technically. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. And this expresses my idea of democracy. That's Abraham Lincoln. No masters, no slaves. People working together to make a country run. All right. Abe, I like that. Thank you. Abraham Lincoln did say something very famous in his Gettysburg Address. Something that we say all the time. He says, democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Government is made up of the people of the country. By the people. It is created and operated by those people, by the citizens who are under the control of the government. And for the people. Government exists to make people's lives better. According to Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln, first Republican president of the United States. Interesting. Albert Camus. My favorite French philosopher. Yeah, you didn't know that I had a favorite French philosopher? It's true. Yeah, he's my favorite French philosopher. Yeah, René Descartes. Yeah, we like him. He's okay. Don't get it twisted. Jean-Paul Sartre. I know. He's okay too. But come on, guys. It's all about the Albert Camus. I like Camus. You can too. Albert Camus once said, democracy is not the law of the majority, but the protection of the minority. All right. Thank you. Cedric, he asked a question. He said, do you think that there will be a lot of demonstrations on the street after the election? I think that there will be some places that will have a lot of demonstrations on the streets. I don't think that it will be everywhere. I don't think that it will be a situation where America is on fire. But I think that there will be some hot spots that you will find. William's saying I'm wrong, and that's fine. William's saying that there probably will be some demonstrations on the street, especially if it's close. And that is true. If it's very close, if it's contested, if both sides insist that they win, or insist that they have one, or, future perfect. If both sides insist that they will have one at the end of this contest, then we might have some demonstrations. If my prediction is correct, 369 electoral points, that's not going to be close, and that means that the chances of these types of demonstrations are going to be low. So maybe my prediction is more of a hope than a prediction. We'll see. Ben Franklin had something scary to say about democracy, although it's a great quote. It's a great quote. It's a little bit scary. What do you think about this quote? I'm curious of what you guys think. Democracy, says Benjamin Franklin, is 2 wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. I wonder what they'll be eating. I've never had wolf stew. Democracy is 2 wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. I've got one more quote for you. Not so much about democracy. But here's the quote. I like it. The problem with quotes found on the internet is they are often not true. Abraham Lincoln said that. Now, maybe that wasn't Abraham Lincoln. But today is a day for democracy. Today is the day that here in the United States, we are going to be making the choice for our next president, the leader of our country. We're not just voting for president, though. Of course, we'll be voting for people in the Senate, people in the House of Representatives. We're going to be voting for governors of our states. Here in San Diego, I am voting for the mayor, the leader of my city. So there's a lot of stuff going on, not just the president, although the president is the big one, and it's the one that we're all of us, all over the world, we're paying the most attention to, I'm sure.
Watch election coverage.
Ah, that's not right. All right, so that's it. Any questions, guys? Who has questions for me? You know I love the questions, especially today, where we have a big election coming up. Oh, yeah, the music's early. We'll turn it down. Because I want to answer your questions. I want to make sure that we go into this election season knowing everything that we want to know. Okay. Keep your eye on your Instagram tonight. You'll probably see me show back up. You'll see me here. I'll be watching the news. I'll be telling you what I think. I'll be very happy or incredibly despondent. Or just confused. And that's the one I'm going to go with. I will probably be very confused. That's the show. Everybody, I hope you all have a terrific Tuesday. Keep your eye on the news. I'll be back to talk to you guys about the election. I'll see you tonight, and then of course I'll see you again tomorrow morning, and we'll do the whole thing all over again. You are a great class. Thank you very much. My name is Chris, and I love you all. Go